At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You are watching Coffee with Krueger. It is 6:31 on this Good Friday morning. Of course, many of you might have the day off. I know that the schools are out, and my son's got spring break officially starting today, really. And looking forward to a little interesting next few days. But, to start off that spring break next week, looks like some good weather for those of you that might have the week off or taking a few days off early next week. Should be some good weather for you. And Easter Sunday, still a little bit of a question mark as to whether or not some of us will see rain, but it's beginning to look more and more like we are seeing drier conditions, of course. These are all things that we will kind of dive into a little bit deeper here throughout the Coffee with Krueger out there this morning. I want to give you a quick reminder that if you are new to Weather NorCal, if you're new to Coffee with Krueger, I want to let you know that there are many different ways in which you can get your information from Weather NorCal. And of course, one of those, it makes sense, right, is to have a free Weather NorCal app for your phone. iPhone and Android. Just go to your App Store or the Google Play Store and search for Weather NorCal. Download the app for free. And it's always free. There's no hidden fees eventually down the line. It's 100% free. One of the things I always mention is that you can have everything that's available on Weather NorCal right from your phone. You can also watch from your big screen TV. If it's a smart TV in general, you can watch it on YouTube. Just on YouTube, search for Weather NorCal. Of course, subscribe to the channel and you can watch the live streaming channel. And if you tune in or start watching at 6:30 in the morning on weekdays, you can watch Coffee with Krueger from your big screen as well. And of course, if you have Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, there is an app for that as well. You can just search for Weather NorCal in your Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, download that app, and of course you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel whenever you want. Also wanted to share this image here. This is courtesy of Isaac. Now what's really cool is I guess he's on Skywatch at school at Foothill High School, and he took this beautiful sunrise picture yesterday, so Thursday morning, out over, looks like the track and the football field there. Just a beautiful, gorgeous sunrise shot there. And apparently he's studying weather right now in Earth Science class and is on Skywatch and is going to be responsible for checking out the clouds and taking some pictures as well. So I want to thank his mom for sending in this image here. Just a beautiful shot. All right, folks, it is, of course, Friday morning. We're probably not going to see a lot of people watching this morning. Why? Because you're probably sleeping in. A lot of people have the day off today, including the kids. But for those of you that are hardcore, like to watch, well, here you are, right? Good morning to Nick, Casey, Shingletown, 3,500, 7 inches of rain so far in the last 24 hours. Had some rain-snow mix at about 6 o'clock, 6:40. Yesterday. So yeah, okay, that certainly is something that I would expect. And that's kind of has been my narrative here as far as rain and really snow is concerned with the snow levels. Down to about 3,500 feet is where you start kind of getting that transition from rain to snow. So you usually typically will get that mix around 3,000, 3,500 feet. Then you go above that, 4,000 feet, then it's pretty much going to be in the form of snow. 2 inches of rain in Whitmore. And so, yeah, I would assume not just from yesterday alone, but probably a couple of days. In 2 days. Okay, that makes more sense. A pretty good storm, absolutely, especially a couple of days ago when we saw that line push on through. And good morning from Laureen A. Blair. All right, so thank you all so much for kind of checking in this morning. I certainly appreciate that. We're going to take a look at some other things, such as, I don't know, maybe some weather. You're probably wondering what you could expect out there this morning. This is what it looks like right now across the board here. Temperatures mid to upper 40s in the valley, 48 for Redding, 48 for Chico, 49 degrees in Oroville, 34 in Susanville, and there you can see Alturas right now, temperature of 31, and we've got those low 40s out along the coast right now. The wind's not that strong this morning, But they're going to be kind of off and on over the next couple of days. I'm expecting some gusty winds at times. And I think the strongest winds over the next few days, off and on, will be on the coast and in the eastern mountains. But even the valley, especially today, I think Chico will eventually see some gusts upwards of 20, 25 miles per hour. But as you head north into the valley, Red Bluff and Redding, probably not going to be quite as strong with those winds today. There's your visibility, and we are looking at that visibility pretty good, although it looks like maybe it has dropped a little bit for parts of Trinity County. Take a look at the radar. We're beginning to see signs of that rain. And check this out, too. As we see that loop kind of come around again, it should. I thought I said it that way, but apparently not. That loop will come around again. There were some lightning strikes. All right, I'm going to stop this. This is no fun. Let's see if we can go through time here, and we'll show you here at about, let's see if we can get some lightning strikes. Yeah, at about 5:40 this morning, some lightning strikes just off the coast of, well, Mendocino County at least. And then, of course, as it pushed northward, of course, no more lightning strikes there. But we are beginning to see the first signs of that rain, of that next storm system coming in. Not a lot right now. We're seeing some snow, it looks like, out towards the higher elevations in Siskiyou County at the current hour right now, and not to mention into northwestern Shasta County as well. Let's take a look at that satellite image, and there you can see, yeah, I mean, that area of low pressure. This is something I was talking about the last few days. It didn't look very impressive even just 12 hours ago. But now it's in the developing phases, and it is gaining strength. We're getting that typical comma shape. We're starting to see that flow around the area of low pressure, and that is the storm that's going to bring us the rainfall today and even tomorrow. But it looks like it's going to barrel right through us, but keep in mind it's going to kind of stall out on the coast and then eventually push southward throughout the next day or so. Here's what it looks like for today, your neighborhood at a glance. For the valley, we've got rain showers eventually coming in. They're going to be picking up through the morning and especially this afternoon. That's also the case for Trinity County, the North Coast. Siskiyou County, I really don't expect a lot today. Same thing for you, Modoc County and the Eastern Mountains. I don't expect a ton today either. But we'll take a closer look at that here on Futurecast here in just a second. Right now, oh shoot, I forgot to update that as well. Darn it. I hate it when I do that. Just so many things I've got to do. It's frustrating. That's not good. That's old info. Don't pay attention to that. Let's take a look at right now, Lake Oroville, North Forebay. You've got the overcast skies. So yeah, the clouds are moving in. We're just not looking at much in the way of rain at the current hour. You know, maybe we can show you what it looks like out there. There it is. Well, you can't really see too much. It does look a little, oh, actually we do have some breaks in the clouds there. Looks like we do have, you can see the moon. Is that fresh? I don't know. Let's go ahead and refresh this because it seems like to be having a hard time loading up. There we go. There you can see the moon off to the upper left-hand corner of your screen there. There are some breaks in the clouds. And this is just kind of a sign of most of the clouds to the south of Del Norte County. And of course, most of the rain will actually be to the south of Del Norte County as well. So again, I just wanted to show you that camera there. This is looking at Main Street, Chico. We got some clouds out there this morning, but of course, looking at dry conditions to start off the day. This is Highway 99 at Neal Road. Looks like traffic is flowing smoothly. Probably won't be as much traffic this morning because of course, no kids really going to school, and not to mention the fact that many of you probably even have the day off. There's Sundial Bridge Drive at Highway 44. So there's a look at some of the chain requirements. We actually do have chain requirements on Highway 89, looks like, around Snowman Summit. But that's it. There are no other chain requirements out there. There you can see, looking at the road conditions here, looking at Dunsmuir. Looks a little wet. There's I-5, looks a little wet. There's Snowman's Hill, 4,500 feet. Looks like we do have some snow up on the highway there, which is why we've got those chain requirements up there. Take a look at Hatchet Mountain. Looks kind of a little misty out there, but not much in the way of snow right now, just a little wet. That's also the case for the Four Corners. But take a look at Cedar Pass. That's looking a little slick up there. I don't see any chain requirements, though, for Cedar Pass. But based on what I'm seeing there, I would say it's probably a good idea to make sure that you've got your chains handy if you're heading up there onto... yeah, I mean, right now, again, looking at the latest for sure, there are no chain requirements on Cedar Pass. But again, that doesn't look very safe to me. It looks pretty slick. But, you know, they have their reasons for having chain requirements and not having them. There's Shingletown at 3,500 feet. and it looks a little dry there, not to mention Lassen Park and Bogard Ranger Station. It looks like wet pavement, but not necessarily snow up there just yet. That'll probably be changing here later this morning and afternoon. Looking at Chester, Highway 36 and 89, looks again a little wet, but not much in the way of snow. There was a dusting of snow. You can see a lot of it's kind of melting off there. Looking at Johnson Grade at 4,800 feet. There's Fredonia Summit at 5,600 feet. Looks like the road is clear there. And taking a look at East Riverside, this is in southeast Susanville at 4,200 feet. Looks like the roads are dry there and don't really see much traffic. Taking a look at the road conditions today, a lot of green on the map, which indicates we're just not going to see a ton of snow out there, especially as we go into the afternoon. Here we are at 5 o'clock today. And there we can see, again, a lot of green. But as we go into tonight and early tomorrow morning, now you're starting to see more of that blue on the map, indicating better chances for more snow. Now, I think the best chances for snow again tonight will be on, of course, Highway 89 around Snowman Summit, and of course, east of I-5. Of course, Cedar Pass probably seeing some of that light snow as well. But when we look at Futurecast, you'll see that we're just not going to see a ton of snow up north, out towards Modoc County and Siskiyou County, at least for today. So there you can see the impacts. It's fairly limited to minor, and then going into Sunday, you can see even less widespread. It's getting better. Conditions are improving for the second half of the weekend. So let's take a look at Futurecast, at least for today. So you can see the moisture streaming up. Now, I think Futurecast might be overdoing a little bit as far as the overall intensity of that rain here at 9 o'clock this morning. I think we're looking at light showers for the morning hours here for the valley. But, you know, if you look up towards Lassen and Modoc counties, there's just not a lot there. And even in northern Siskiyou County, there's not a lot either. But we are seeing that snow up on, looks like even near I-5 towards Mount Shasta City. So again, we're looking at that snow levels kind of hovering around that 3,000, 4,000 foot mark, just depending on where you are. And this morning, just not a lot of rain for the coast, but I think we might see some of that rain. Now, we take you into the noon hour, we actually may see some breaks in the activity here for parts of the valley with some scattered showers out there. Again, I think it's overdoing it on the intensity, but there could be some brief periods of moderate rainfall for some of you in the valley in the late morning and early afternoon hours. Now again, take note, heaviest rainfall is in southern Humboldt County, just not as heavy out towards Del Norte County. Then we take you through the afternoon today, and again, you can see the showers kind of kicking in. Now look at where the heaviest rainfall is. It's actually to our south and west, kind of along the flow around that area of low pressure. And where that low pressure system is and where it goes really will depend on who sees the most amount of rainfall. And again, this is something I was kind of talking about yesterday during my weather hit for the evening. Not a lot of rain and snow, especially towards northern Siskiyou County. Not much for Modoc County, and really not even as much out towards Del Norte County as well. Then we take you into this afternoon and evening where we see another little push of some heavier rainfall, moderate to heavy rainfall at times, I think, for the afternoon and evening for the valley. So I think the rain may pick up in intensity through the afternoon and into this evening. And of course, we've got that snow in the mountains that is going to create some travel delays, and not to mention chain requirements over the weekend. Not only today, but over the weekend as well. Then we take you into tonight, and we're still kind of seeing a nice little push of moisture, but notice it's not as widespread. I think conditions will start to improve as we go into tonight, and not to mention early tomorrow morning. By the way, there is a winter storm warning until 5 o'clock Saturday for northern Shasta County and west of the valley. East of the valley, there's a winter storm warning until 5 p.m. Sunday. And then Lassen and eastern Plumas counties, a winter weather advisory until 5 p.m. Sunday. Although that being said, I have a feeling that those warnings for 5 p.m. Sunday and the advisory on 5 p.m. Sunday will most likely expire before that time frame, which you'll see why as we take a look at the longer range forecast coming up a little bit later. Let's take a look at your forecast for today for Trinity County. There's the rain, could be heavy at times, especially in the afternoon. Showers on Saturday. Now notice Sunday, I've got you dry. And we're going to talk about that in a little more detail in the deeper dive forecast. But today, yes, it's going to be a wet day. Be prepared for that. Temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 40s in southern Trinity County. There's the rain, there's the showers for your Saturday. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast taking you to the south and southern Humboldt County. Look for temperatures in the mid 50s. Of course, you got the showers. Rain will be heaviest, I think, today in southern Humboldt County. So I think the most amount of rainfall being Red Crest, Garberville, Redway, Miranda, Honeydew, Shelter Cove. You're all going to see probably the heaviest amount of rain. Then as you head northward, still rain, just not as heavy. 53 degrees for Rio Dell, 57 in Ferndale. There you can see McKinleyville, a high of 58, as well as Eureka, and 59 degrees in Trinidad. You take you up north, Smith River, about 62, 57 for Oric. And again, take note for the North Coast, dry for your Easter Sunday. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. There you can see Horse Creek, about 56, and temperatures mainly in the low 50s along the I-5 corridor there. And there's a look at Scott Valley. Temperatures in the mid-40s there, a little bit on the chilly side, looking at maybe a bit of a mix in some areas here. Otherwise, just the showers, and of course, more showers coming into Saturday. Notice again, dry conditions for Siskiyou County on Easter Sunday as well. 45 for Weed, 45 for Mount Shasta City, and 44 degrees in McLeod. All right, here is your neighborhood forecast for Modoc County. Look at that on Sunday. So you got the wording of chance in there. That's because I still think there is a slight chance we could see some activity here east, in the eastern mountains, Modoc County, and maybe even the valley. We'll talk about that in more detail again coming up a little bit later. Bernie, there you can see, of course, that chance on Sunday. Otherwise, snow flurries are a very good possibility today. Maybe a bit of a mix, maybe at times just snow. We'll see. But again, it's that 3,500 feet, that's that borderline where you start seeing that mix. There is a look at Lake Almanor and Lassen Park. And of course, Chester looking at a high of 45, 41 in Westwood. And of course, much colder out at Lassen Park. Take you to the south, Paradise, a high of 48 degrees. You've got rain picking up in intensity through the afternoon. Probably not as intense and as heavy for eastern Plumas County, and not to mention in Lassen County as well. Take a look at your valley neighborhood forecast. Rain picks up in intensity through the afternoon. So we'll call it off and on showers and some light showers. Could even be kind of that steady rain kicking in for some of the morning hours for some of us in the valley. Look for a high of 56 degrees for Los Molinos, 54 degrees in Red Bluff. Take you up north, 46 in Whiskeytown, 47 degrees for Lakehead. And there's Palisadro at about 54 degrees. Here's your Redding 7-day forecast. Rain could be heavy at times, otherwise the showers throughout the day. And of course, Saturday, we got a chance for showers off and on through the day. And then Easter Sunday, mainly dry, especially in the morning. But in the afternoon, we can't rule out a stray sprinkle, a stray shower, light shower. But overall, I wouldn't count on it. And then Monday, Tuesday, it's dry, it's sunny, it's warm, it's beautiful to start off the work week, but oh boy, look at Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, we've got more rain in the forecast, wouldn't you believe it? All right, here's your Easter Sunday forecast again. This is just for all of Northern California. It's going to be mainly dry and mild. If you have a sunrise service, I think everyone will be dry Sunday morning. So if you have a sunrise service, it should be dry for you. Sunrise, depending on where you are, but approximately 6:53 in the morning if you got that sunrise service planned. And there, of course, is a more detailed forecast for your Easter Sunday. This is looking at, that was Modoc County. I didn't want to really get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later here. But there you have it. Well, today is Friday, so we've got our Pet of the Week. It's always so fun to head on out to Haven Humane Society and see who they've got for Pet of the Week. And this week, we bring you Pet of the Week, which is sponsored by Cottonwood Vet and Small Animal Clinic, Barbie. Yes, the dog's name is Barbie. Check it out. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. This is Pet of the Week, brought to you by Cottonwood Vet and Small Animal Clinic. And today with us we have got Barbie, of course. We can't forget about Katrina from Haven Humane Society, but of course the special guest today is Barbie.
This is Barbie. We named her that, and we think the name's very fitting because she's very blonde and beautiful.
Yes, and long legs.
Yes. She's about 3 years old, and we have her as an Anatolian Shepherd mix.
Anatolian, that's
Anatolian.
a new one.
Yeah, they're very interesting. They're a larger breed dog, and they're considered like a livestock guardian breed.
Oh, okay.
So they're the type that you'll have out with like your sheep or whatnot to kind of protect them. but Barbie is very sweet. I know those kinds of breeds of dogs oftentimes people will have as like an outside dog, but she's one I could definitely see inside a home with a family. She's very affectionate, very loving, pretty easygoing too. She definitely gets her zoomy moments and wants to play, but she definitely loves getting a lot of attention.
Awesome. Oh, there you go. There it is. Oh, you're going to give me a kiss. Barbie kissed me. All right. Well, so how much, if someone wants to adopt Barbie, how much would that cost?
So her adoption fee is $75.
Okay, sounds good to me. Well, if you're interested in Barbie or any of the other animals they have here at Haven Humane Society, give the number at the bottom of your screen a call. Until next time, we will see you next week for Pet of the Week. And Barbie, say goodbye. Okay, no, I guess we'll just see your backside. So there you have it, Pet of the Week. If you want to, of course, if you're interested, you can always call Haven Humane Society and pick Barbie up for $75. Definitely not a bad fee there. And Barbie, you know, really, it was kind of that nice little mix of everything. Had a little bit of energy, a little bit of loving energy in there as well. Gave me that kiss, of course, as you saw. I think my dog Nessie might get a little jealous. She probably would have growled at Barbie. Would not have been happy about Barbie doing that. But, you know, we all love our animals, don't we? Well, there you have it, folks. That is our Pet of the Week. So before we get, I'm going to see if there's anything else going on with you all out there. No, not really. Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling this was going to happen. This is Good Friday. Just not a whole lot of people watching. Let's just get right to the forecast here and get you started for the day. And get you out the door this morning. And of course, we've got to, can't forget our sponsor, which is Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Thank you so much, Wind River, for your support. Let's go ahead and get this started up. For some reason, it's freezing up on me again. All right, there is a look at the radar. Take a look at this right here. See those lightning strikes? We did see some lightning strikes. So there is enough instability within this that we could see some lightning strikes here, especially out along the coast here. And there, of course, you can see that rain moving northward. We've got a little bit of snow to the north and a little bit of rain off to the west. This is all going to be moving in our direction. I think everyone will eventually get in on this rain, and not to mention some of that snow. Right now, we're at 49 degrees for Oroville, 48 degrees for Redding, 34 degrees in Susanville, 43 out in Crescent City, and 43 in Eureka. So your headlines: off and on showers through Saturday. Sometimes it will be heavier than others. This is kind of the way that works. You get this area of low pressure, which is spinning off the coast to our south and southwest, and that's what's going to really help to draw in that moisture and bring in those disturbances as well. So at times you'll get a bit of a break, then some more rain, and then a bit of a break, and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms in there as well. Snow levels between 3,000 and 4,000 feet on average, but should be mainly dry for your Easter Sunday, with a chance for a few stray showers here and there. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. Drier and warmer as we go into early next week. Looks like we're going to get another taste of spring here, at least warmer spring weather going into early next week. There is the storm system that I got my eyes on. This is what I've been talking about. It's been over the Pacific. It's been slowly moving in our direction, and it's finally beginning to take shape. We're seeing that classic comet shape with the storm system. You've got the counterclockwise rotation around that low, and you've got that colder air that's associated with it as well coming in behind it. Although that colder air not necessarily moving in for us, because that storm system itself is going to stay to our south. So you can clearly see with that storm system to our south, this is where we're seeing that rotation around that low right here. So this is bringing in the heavier rainfall actually over the ocean, not as much for the rest of us. So as we take you through the morning hours, we are going to start to see that flow bring in more of that moisture. So I do think we'll start to see some of that light rainfall in the valley. I don't think what we're seeing here, I don't think we're going to quite see rain quite as intense in those areas. There may be a few spots that could see some brief periods of moderate rainfall as this kind of pushes northward, but we're going to be looking at the chances for rain really increasing through the morning in the valley, and could at some point in time turn into more of a steady light rain here for a good portion of the morning hours. Meanwhile, you've got snow in the higher elevations. Now what you'll notice is that we do have a little bit of snow, looks like on I-5 near Mount Shasta City. So I do anticipate, as there are already chain requirements on Snowman Summit, I do anticipate there to be most likely chain requirements continuing through the morning hours there. Taking a look at Buckhorn Summit, it is borderline where we're looking at that rain-snow mix. So most likely not chain requirements, but mainly just looking at wet roads along Highway 299 west of I-5. But of course, east of I-5, yes. As you go above 4,000 feet, that's where I think we're going to see most of the chain chain requirements going into the morning and afternoon hours. So we actually may see a little bit of a break going into the noon hours. See how we're starting to see some breaks in the showers, and we could be looking at some scattered showers continuing though at the noon hour, and maybe even a brief period of some moderate rainfall for some of you. But notice again where the bulk of the rain is, off to the south and west. So I do think places like southern Humboldt County will most likely see the bulk and the brunt of this storm here throughout the day today. Now we take you into about 3 o'clock today. Now we're seeing a heavier push of rain in southern Humboldt County. That's what I was talking about, right? But now we're seeing another nice little push of moisture coming into the valley later on this afternoon with more of that steady light to moderate rainfall. And of course, we're also seeing some periods of moderate to heavy rainfall for some of us through the afternoon. Snow level is still around 3,000 to 4,000 feet, but what you'll notice, snow level is actually starting to rise a little bit through the afternoon. So most likely just in the form of rain on I-5 there, and maybe even around Highway 89, but we're still seeing some of the higher elevations, seeing some of that snow. Again, chain requirements are things you're going to have to follow here today and tomorrow if you do have to travel. Especially, I think the biggest concern for travel for today and tomorrow is going to be right here, because this is where we have the higher mountain passes. So if you're heading out to Susanville, or for Susanville you're heading out to Redding, know that you may run into some snow throughout the day today, and not to mention tomorrow on your travels there. So you need to make sure you pack those chains and you're prepared for that. Meanwhile, down to the south, as you get closer to Tahoe, yes, plenty of snow there as well. But again, you can see that flow coming in, and we're beginning to see more rain making its way into Modoc County. But look at Siskiyou County. Look at Del Norte County. We're just not seeing as much activity there. And then as we kind of push you into this evening around 6 p.m., yeah, a nice little swath of moisture over the valley here. We're still seeing that snow in the mountains, but it's just more in the way of isolated activity north of Shasta County, north of Lassen County, and not to mention Del Norte County not seeing much, but we're still seeing some of that rain out towards Trinity and Humboldt County. 10 p.m. tonight, we're still seeing that moisture in place, but once again, not as much up to the north, but we're beginning to see things dry out a little bit here down to the south. All right, so let's take you into tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. So we're still getting that flow around that area of low pressure, but you see how things are kind of quieting down for your Saturday morning. So travel probably not as much of a concern at this point. But as we go into around noon on Saturday, once again, we may see a little bit of a break here, but we're beginning to see a transition of the flow of moisture. Now it's going to be coming in from northeast down to the south and west. And as we take a look at Saturday afternoon, you see how we're beginning to see it kind of come in this direction there, because there's an area of low pressure that's developing to our east that'll be moving through the day on Saturday to the north and east. That flow around that low is what's helping to bring in that shower activity here that we're seeing Saturday afternoon and evening. This is when we could be looking at the potential for some showers and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms popping up on Saturday. There's some pretty heavy snow, by the way. So this is, again, as we go through the day on Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon, if you're heading into Susanville or vice versa, heading out towards the valley from Susanville, you can see some of that heavy snow. So there's most likely going to be chain requirements there. But look at Modoc County. We're just looking at some isolated activity here towards Siskiyou County, Del Norte and Humboldt County, seeing some of those light showers as well. And then we go into Saturday night. You see how it's all kind of pushing to the south. That area of low pressure responsible for this is continuing to move to the north and east. And as a result, we're going to be looking at a lot of this activity kind of breaking up and drying out. Now, here is Sunday morning. If you've got an early Sunday morning service, sunrise service, you'll be dry. It'll probably just be cold, so you need to make sure if you're going to be outside in that sunrise service that you wear something warm. But it will be dry. I have a very strong feeling that it's going to be dry for all of Northern California. That's what it's looking like at this point. Now I'm going to take you into the afternoon on Sunday. Here's Sunday as we go through the afternoon. All right, you see these clouds kind of popping up. I don't want to rule out still a chance for a pop-up shower here and there, and maybe even in the valley. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking valley, eastward, even into Modoc County, could be looking at a chance for a stray sprinkle or a light shower. Is it a big deal? Is it going to really dampen any of your outdoor plans? Absolutely not. But I'll just say this. Don't be surprised if you're in any of those areas here on Sunday afternoon that you run into a stray sprinkle or maybe even a light shower. But I think everyone else should be dry. The coast, most of Siskiyou County, and not to mention Trinity County as well. All right, let's take a look at those rainfall totals. And again, you see how it picks up through the day today. Not a ton, but I think about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, give or take, for the valley. But look at Delnor County. Look at Wairika, even Mount Shasta. Not a lot of rainfall, right? Because most of the rain is going to be to the south of those areas. Now we take you into your Saturday. Again, we're seeing more rain kind of kicking in, about 1/2 of an inch, give or take, for the valley. But maybe just a little over 1/4 inch for Eureka. But look at Crescent City. Yeah, not much. Not much out towards Wairika. Yeah, a little bit more as you head south, getting closer to places like Mount Shasta. And of course, as we go into Sunday, really not much going on there. We're just going to pick up a little bit here as we go into Saturday night and early Sunday morning. Winter weather advisory until 5 o'clock Sunday for the areas in purple here for Lassen and eastern Plumas County. And there you can see the winter storm warning until 5 p.m. Sunday for the mountains east of the valley. And then for northern Shasta County in the west side here, looking until 5 p.m. on Saturday. But that being said, I have a feeling these will be allowed to expire before 5 p.m. on Sunday, because you saw just how insignificant, if we even see anything on Sunday, will be. Now take a look at the forecast totals here. I think this is a pretty good accurate representation. We could see a little dusting of snow in Mount Shasta, maybe a mix out towards Bernie and Shingletown, maybe a little bit more snow out towards Chester. And as you head into the northern Sierra, looks like we'd be looking at a little bit more snow out there as well. Now don't look at that. What's going on there? Why do I have that twice? Here's a look at your forecast winds. Now, I do expect that the winds may pick up later this afternoon for Red Bluff southward, Chico, Willows, Red Bluff. You may see some gusty winds here kicking in around the noon hour today, but the strongest winds are down to our south and even towards the Sacramento region. Then we go into this evening and the winds start to die down a little bit. But then look at this, as we go into your Saturday, yeah, not that bad, but look at the winds off to the north and east. They're picking up there. And along the coast Saturday afternoon, looking at some gusty winds there, but not that bad in the valley. It's just off to some of the mountain locations, seeing some gusty winds at times on Saturday. Then we take you into Sunday. Again, a little breezy for the coast, maybe a little breezy out of those north winds here for the valley, and especially off to the north and east. So again, no major wind events, but I do expect some off and on breezy conditions here. Still active over the Pacific. This is that storm system I was talking about. We got the colder air associated with that, but the thing is, this colder air isn't going to move over us. It's going to move down into the south into Southern California. But this is what's responsible for the wet weather that we are going to see here for today. That flow around that low is all moving on in to Northern California, and that's what's going to bring us that rainfall. All right, so we take a look at the long-range forecast model. There's that area of low pressure. There's that rain and snow associated with it. You see how it dives to the south, but we still have that rotation around that low on Saturday, and that's what's going to bring us the chance for showers here on Saturday. But remember, we see this transition of the activity coming in from the southeast to eventually coming in from the northeast, right? Because this area of low pressure is going to break apart. We'll see another area of low pressure break off from that, and it's the flow around that area of low pressure that is going to bring us a chance for more showers coming in late in the day, Saturday and into early Sunday. So here we go. So here we are Sunday. Let's see this. Still has that potential east. Now, you'll notice the valley even has just a light sprinkle trying to still kind of hold on there. This is the long-range forecast model looking at Sunday afternoon. Remember, we were looking at the Futurecast earlier. That was a different forecast model. It's a shorter range forecast model and tends to be a little bit more accurate. So this might be overdoing what you're seeing here, but this is something that this model here, and even the European forecast model, has been picking up on for over a week. And even though we're getting closer to Sunday, it hasn't backed down on that potential for showers on Sunday. That's why I'm keeping just that slight chance for a stray flurry in the mountains, a stray shower, a stray sprinkle, really, for parts of the valley and then eastward. But again, I think the coast, Siskiyou County and Trinity County, all these areas here, most likely looking at dry conditions all day for Sunday. And then, now we're seeing high pressure build in for Monday, Tuesday of next week. It's warmer. A lot warmer. Temperatures flirting with that 80-degree mark, possibly on Monday or Tuesday. But look at this up here. This will most likely be coming in around Wednesday, Thursday. Not only bring us a chance for rain, this is the cold pocket of air moving in. So those temperatures are going to go up to close to 80 in the valley, and then they drop back down again toward the middle and latter part of next week. Now, we do have, though, still a decent chance for that rain here in the long range. But again, you see that colder air moving in. It's going to keep those temperatures below normal. Here are your wave heights. And there you can see they're going to be around 10 feet here for today. There still is a small craft advisory today. But it looks like as we go into Saturday, those wave heights may increase. we'll probably see another small craft advisory for tomorrow. East winds at 5 to 15 knots. There is that small craft advisory through this afternoon. And here's what it looks like out there today. Temperatures in the mid-50s. It's going to be cool out there today, so you definitely need to bundle up a little bit here, especially with those showers pushing on through. Temperatures mainly in the 40s for the higher elevations, including Trinity County, but upper 50s to around 60 out along the coast and even the higher elevations. All right, here's your Easter weekend forecast. This is what it looks like in the valley in general. There's the rain today. Showers continue on Saturday. And then, as I mentioned, Easter Sunday, again, I'm just keeping that chance in there. Don't let that deter any of your outdoor plans. It will most likely be a dry day on Sunday, but I don't want you to be surprised should you run into a passing sprinkle. For Weaverville, though, I've got you dry on your Easter Sunday, so it looks like some gorgeous weather. It's beginning to warm up, but you'll notice temperature's not warming up much on Easter Sunday, even though we're going to be looking at drier conditions. The cooler air will still be in place. It's really not going to warm up until we get into early next week. So you can see from Mount Shasta City, yes, we got that mix for today and tomorrow with snow levels between 3,000 and 4,000 feet today and tomorrow. But by your Easter Sunday, I think you'll be dry on Easter Sunday all day long. But notice the temperature not really increasing that much as we go into your Sunday. And here's your Easter weekend forecast for Alturas, 3,500 to 4,000 feet with that snow, and then just that slight chance for a passing flurry or a shower on Sunday. And for Susanville and the Eastern Mountains in general, again, I've got that slight chance in there for your Sunday. Yes, it's warming up a little bit from Saturday to Sunday, but still, it's that transition. It will be a lot warmer going into your Monday. In fact, you can see that here. So we're going from 67 on Sunday for Redding to 76 and then 78. This is what I was talking about, flirting with that 80-degree mark on Tuesday before temperatures start to drop again by the middle and latter part of next week, giving us another chance for some showers for the coast. Dry on Sunday as well as the inland and for Trinity County, but then we got that next chance for showers next Wednesday and Thursday. And there's a look at your 7-day outlook for Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville. Mount Shasta mainly dry for your Sunday, but again, just a slight chance for some activity here for Alturas and Susanville. Temperatures will increase though as we go into Monday before they drop again. And snow levels starting off fairly high next Wednesday, but eventually as you saw that colder air kind of cools down, we'll see those snow levels drop back down to about 3,000 feet. And by next Friday, for now, it looks like they could even drop down to 2,000 feet. So it's quite a pocket of cold air moving in possibly by the end of next week at this point here. All right, there it is. There is your forecast. Oh, looks like we saw another little bump up in viewership. I think people, you all kind of are getting a sense of what it is I do at certain times, and maybe that's when you kind of come in, or maybe you forgot, or whatnot. But I want to appreciate everyone for coming on in and watching this morning. Any questions about travel or what's going on out there? I know, this is a big weekend for a lot of people. It's Easter Sunday, so a lot of you want to know what you can expect. And again, really the bottom line, and this is something I've been talking about really all week long. And I was really hoping that we would just be able to just wipe out all that rain from the forecast on Easter Sunday. But I got to tell you, I mean, the European and especially the GFS forecast model, they both have really been just holding on all week long with just that slight chance for some activity here. Now, again, Futurecast, my in-house forecast model here, is showing completely dry conditions all day Sunday for everyone. But again, I still have to kind of like step in here and say, maybe, just maybe a passing sprinkle, but it's just one of those things, right? So there you go. That should probably do it about now. It looks like we did have some decent rain from some of you kind of putting in your comments there. But yeah, I'm going to keep checking in here to see if any of you have questions. Of course, one thing I want to remind you is there have been a few comments over the last few days about not seeing the comments. You're not going to see the comments if you're viewing from the app. And what I mean by that is if you go into the app and then tap the live stream, you're not going to see the comments. However, if you're on your phone on Facebook or Twitter or even on YouTube, you will see the comments there because it's live and the comments are coming on in. If you are watching on your computer or your laptop or whatever, and you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or even YouTube, yes, you'll see the comments. But if you're watching on Roku or Amazon Fire Stick on your big screen, you won't see the comments. If you're watching on YouTube on your big screen, you won't see the comments there either. So that's just kind of one of the things I wanted to remind you for those of you who are saying, I don't see the comments. Well, it's, again, partially because if it depends on which platform you are watching this on. So it doesn't look like there's any questions about, looks like hopefully maybe I was able to kind of cover what it is you were expecting here out of the weekend. So in the meantime, let's get you started here with, well, let's see if this updated. There it is. Ooh, that's kind of a nice shot here. Let's start with an image of, yes, that is the Crescent City Harbor District. And you can see, yeah, some breaks of the clouds there. Actually a gorgeous morning out there. So we're going to wrap up the show this morning on Coffee with Krueger. It is Good Friday. A lot of you had the day off. Good for you. Congratulations. I hope the kids are enjoying their time off as well. They've got, I know a lot of the kids have spring break starting today. Of course, had the day off today, but then going through next week as well. So I hope you all have a great Good Friday day off. I hope you all have a great, beautiful, wonderful weekend, you know, get into next week as well. Have yourselves a great Easter Sunday. Keep watching closely for that forecast. Meteorologist Brian Wilson will be in this weekend to give you the latest on the forecast for your Easter Sunday, and not to mention your Saturday as well. Keep you updated there as well. Of course, try to stay a little bit active on social media should it require it. And we will also be back here Monday morning on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Until then, have yourselves a great Friday and an even better weekend.